What's up, guys? I'm going to be showing off my RDA pure version of the deck for you guys today, showing off the most relevant meta form of it. Starting off, we're going to use our soul to get us out our obsessive Loop search. Using the effect of Bone Archfiend, we're going to get ourselves out our Crimson into Grave for our Red Rising Dragon. Now, Red Rising is going to come out, bring out the Crimson. We're going to get 2 level 2s here. Reason being the 2 level 2s is I really want to get the trap card. So we're going to go for the Red Supernova. Using Vision here, we're going to get our Red Zone, and we're going to set on that. With a Maxi in hand, that gives us 2 Red Supernova board wipes. I feel confident enough to leave it like that. Looks like my opponent is on kind of some Bisal strategy. We'll see more as we're going through. He's going to try to take away our Red Rising Dragon right away, but that's not really a big deal for me. We're going to use the effect of Supernova right away when he's going into this Shroud. Reason being, I want to make sure to get rid of the Bisal, as well as I really wanted to get rid of I wanted to get rid of the Bisal just so he couldn't use the Bisal effect to tribute for the Lubellion to out my Red Supernova. Effect Veiler to stop the Lubellion's add spell effect. And it looks like my opponent also has some Aluber plays of his own. We're going to see him use Branded Fusion, and now it's a waiting game. I really want to get the most out of my negate of this Branded Fusion. So I'll let him go into his Albaz or whatever card of choice. And I'm going to use my Red Supernova Dragon at the very last moment. There it is. He activates the effect. I chain the Red Supernova. Looks like he had the Tri-Brigade negate for branded fusion monsters. So unfortunately, he's gonna banish my my Red Supernova with the Mirror Jade. Now, this isn't a lethal amount of damage, so I'm not exactly worried about a lethal attack, but with Red Zone on the field, I can get my Supernova back the next turn, and I have more than enough combo pieces with Crimson Gaia on the field included that I can really just push through this board. He's going to get a card back to hand, Fallen of Albaz, not that worried, as well as the other ad. Still not in a bad position for me whatsoever. There it is, Red Supernova's back, and all we really need to do is just do a little bit of comboing just so we can get a little bit more damage. Crimson Resonator gets the normal because we can search for 2. We're going to get a Wandering King just to get out a 6 of choice here. We're going to go into our boy Red Rising Dragon, and we're going to use Red Rising Dragon to get out Vision, and we're going to go into the 8. The 8 of choice is going to be Scarred here, because when Scarred goes through his effect, we'll be able to clear his attack position monsters, which he special summoned them all into attack mode, so we're going to be good to go. Especially with a hot red, so we have a negate on board as well now. Board wipe, chain block with the Synchron Resonator to add the Crimson back. This is good as sealed. All we need to do is to go into battle, which we will be doing as soon as the Red Dragon Archfiend comes as well, which will trigger the Crimson Gaia that we already have on field, just getting us more and more monsters. It's not going to matter, that destruction effect. I'm not going to let it go to the end phase of my turn. This game will be over for 7,000 damage right to the dome. On to the next clip. Alright, going first, opening on Crimson Resonator Bone is a really good hand for us. With the Resonator Call, I decided to get the Vision so we can go for our other plays, and having some kind of Bisal. I do play Druidisworm and Bisal Magna Hut in the pure version just because they're very good like hand traps. You could switch them out for Effect Veiler or something, but don't think it's necessary. It looks like he uses the Ghost Mourner to take out the Red Rising Dragon effect. That's fine. We used our normal on Bone Archfiend, and Bone Archfiend is going to be able to level modulate, getting us the Loop to hand and recycling. I needed to get the Red Rising off the field, and Loop was the best way to do that, so we can use the Red Rising to go into the Crimson and pretty much go back to where we started in the combo. A weird way of doing what we wanted, but we cleared it, as well as we also are still going to get that Crimson Resonator full-fledged effect off. And our extra search of choice is going to be the Wandering King then, since we have all of our other combo pieces already. Supernova's here, Crimson Gaia is going to search for the red zone. We still have a huge amount of combo pieces here. Red Rising is going to banish, Magna Hut's going to banish a tuner, and we're going to use that to get... This is probably the most perfect board, even with the interruption my opponent had. Bestial Dispatter, reborn that vision, bring back the Wandering King, go into the third Red Rising, and that will get us the level 3 tuner of choice, Soul, to get us out the hot Abyss. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So on this board we have the 2 board wipes, the Destruction, as well as a Druid Worm, a Negate, and Bring Back. Full-fledged board. Now my opponent now reveals that he's on some kind of trap deck. Now I have to be careful. I need to see what I can do. Bisal Druid Swarm is going to come out, and I'm just trying to prepare for going to battle right away. Now him activating that monster effect pushed him to activate all of these traps. We realize our opponent is on burn. Now I'm looking at the best trap to pick here, and that trap of choice is going to be the Ceasefire, because that will do 2000 damage. Now the rest of this you will see very soon. 1600, 2400, negate the 2000, 1600. I picked the exact trap I needed there to survive. Red Supernova comes back, and our opponent's going to surrender. We show off that full-fledged combo, and luckily for us, our Heart Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss and Red Supernova is all we really needed to push our opponent to the brink of surrendering. Alright, our opponent's going first. We opened up the Maxi in this situation, so we're in a good spot. Our hand is okay. Our opponent reveals he is on some kind of Bestial strategy. We're seeing a lot of those today in today's session. He's going to reveal to me a fusion spell. Using that thrust to go for a gold sarcophagus, I'm very interested in what my opponent's doing. That fusion, the field spell reveals he needs a polymerization for his combo, so he's going to fuse the Despia and the Druid Worm to get out the Masquerade. So now we're playing against some kind of burn strategy. Now this card is also a negate, so his board, all things considered, for how little he did, he has a huge amount of interruption. He has the Bestial Druid Worm banish, he has the negate of a extra deck monster, and he has some burn effects. Now getting the Druid Worm right away is good for him, so we're going to use our Called By in this. Now I'm not threatened by anything else the Called By can really do for me, so I feel banishing his material and making him save that for later is a good play. Now I'm also trying to use my effects to bait out the negate right away. This is a crucial effect for RDA, so Red Rising is the perfect bait, especially when I don't need it. Red Rising is here. We're going to use our Crimson Gaia to search, or not search. We're going to go for an aggressive play and going for the Obsessive Oogaloop to get out the Bestial Dispatter. Now this will get him some damage. I go for the search anyway, but we use Obsessive Oogaloop to banish for the Red Rising, and we're going to use this effect right away to go into a monster of choice. The monster of choice is going to be the Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Should have went for RDA. I could have hit them for double battle damage, but you live and learn. We're going to set one, go to battle. We're going to take out both pieces of the puzzle here. That's why I was kind of forced into the situation I did. We have 2 hand traps. Also, Obsessive Oogaloop's going to bring Red Rising into it, and we're going to use our Dispatter to negate the first Masquerade activation of this turn. Now, all things considered, I still think we're in a really good spot. We did lose a tremendous amount of life points for that move, but with Red Zone being online, as well as Bestial Dispatter and Scarred on the field, I'm not terribly scared. We know that Druid Worm is in hand, and I know this is going to be some Despian play to try to get some field spells. He uses the Druis Worm to chain block it, which is an interesting play. I'm not worried yet because Ash Blossom is still there if he brings out Branded Fusion to hand or the Aluber. The Aluber is the pick, the Royal Rare Aluber. It's a really nice looking card. He gets that Branded Fusion to hand. We allow that, and he's going to go for it. I have the Ash in hand. I was waiting for it. Not the biggest deal. He still has one card in hand, and we still have a really good board. Now back to us. He did do a really good amount of damage with everything, all things considered. We're going to get our Crimson Resonator, and now we reveal the Spooky Dogwood, which is like an anti-burn life points gain one. You don't see it very often. I had a viewer in the Discord that used to always play this card and thought it was really good. I never got a chance to really experience how good that card is. Is not worth the Royal Rare or UR Craft in my opinion. But there is Hot Red Archfiend Bane, bringing out our RDA Dragon for free. And both of those monsters are in attack mode, so it's going to trigger Crimson Gaia, and we go to battle to finish this game up. It could have been different. I feel like we just played that really well. We had a really good hand for that board. Alright, going first, we have the Maxi in hand, but we have the God Tier opening in current builds of RDA. You want that Crimson Resonator in the Bone Archfiend as the level 4 normal, because you can recycle the normal. Wandering King is good too, not forcing you to use the normal, but we're going to get this really going, because honestly the best hand we could possibly have, especially with Resonator Call. We're getting that vision for free. So we're going to use all 4 of these guys here to get out my favorite card, Red Supernova Dragon. Soul plus Wandering King is going to get out our boy Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon is going to bring back that Soul, as well as Vision is going to get us access to our Spell and Trap lineup, the Crimson Gaia, which will also get us the Red Zone. So this board isn't too bad. You know, we're going to have a imperm. I'd say Archfiend Abyss is pretty much an imperm on any card, as well as we're also going to have access to a Red Supernova. Honestly, I thought the combo was done. I completely forgot how gas this deck can do it. There's Obsessive Oovaloop, and Obsessive Oovaloop is going to get us another 8 of choice. The 8 of choice is going to be Scarred because we want the Scarred to be on the field just in case. So our red zone is now a pop. So we have a pop, 2 recyclable board wipes, a negate, and just in case our Scarred gets destroyed, we have a destroy all attack position monsters. Now my opponent reveals he is on elemental heroes. I could be negating a lot of these, but I'm not worried. I bait the Lightning Storm. Soul is there, so I wasn't worried. Looks like I didn't realize that he was using the destruction effect. I should have negated that. Now we only have 1 pop. We lost our pop and our board wipe. Now he's going into Isold. I have to negate Isold. Such a crazy card. He eats out the negate with that, which isn't that bad. He uses Isold's second effect, which still sends the equip spells, but he's not playing any crazy equip spells, so I'm not really worried. Neos and Liquid Soldier are the last 2 cards in hand with the polymerization, so he still has a fusion summon. Now, he's using a bunch of effects, but I'm still trying to save that Supernova for the right time, and that could be the wrong choice here, but that is what I was doing. He uses 2 different link monsters, or 2 different type of extra deck monsters to go into an SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is here, trying to take away my dragons, so I chain Red Supernova to take away his monster. Now that forces him to use the reaction effect to take out the Scarred. Red Supernova is fine too, so I lose nothing and he wasted an effect. He realizes Miracle Fusion is his last line of defense, but he still has to get over that Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, so he surrenders. Alright, going first, Crimson plus Wandering King. Not a bad opening hand. Wandering King plus Crimson, we're going to get ourselves out Red Rising Dragon for pretty much no cost. We still have access to our normal, and Soul's not a bad normal if we do get negated somewhat. Crimson plus Soul, we don't need to use Soul as the normal. There is our Bone, and we're going to be going into the 12 of choice, which is going to be Red Supernova Dragon. Now Synchron is going to get us out our Crimson Resonator, and we're going to normal summon Soul anyway here. I don't know if that was exactly the right play, but I really wanted to get Vision in Grave, but do Vision the right way per se. So we're going to go into the 7, which is going to be, or the 6, which is going to be Red Rising Dragon. We're going to bring back Soul. Now, realizing now I could have did it a little bit, it didn't matter. I think it was just extra steps for the same move. But there it is, Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss, Crimson Gaia. We're going to get ourselves out our red zone. And we're going to do the max, have that in hand, Maxi in hand. There it is. There is the card. He outs the Supernova with the Santa Claus, and my opponent is on Moikanko. I hate Moikanko. This is going to be a hard matchup to deal with, but we're going to try our best. Oh, Alheim is here. He uses this card to send a card to grave. Now I realize, hey, he sent that to grave. He must need that. So I'm going to negate the Oheim, leaving him with just 2 ritual cards on field. Now this was a test for me. I didn't know if I would have took battle damage there, and turns out I don't. Moikanko, if they negate, you negate their effects, then they still will take the damage instead. It's a little finicky, but it worked out in the end for me that time. We're going to use that Santa Claus to go into the Red Dragon Archfiend. I forget Scarred, you need a dark. But Vision is here getting us an extra Crimson, and Soul is here getting us the Obsessive Oovaloop to banish our Red Supernova. Red Supernova is now banished. We can go into it for free whenever we want to. Crimson Resonator's also there. So we have an 8, and we also have our Red Supernova with 8,000 attack on field. We're kind of doing overkill now. Vision, summon the Vision. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just comboing off just to combo off. Disbatter. And we use that. Oh, I remember now. I couldn't think of a way to out the swords. I'm trying to brainstorm how to out this swords. I realized, hey, I still have Archfiend Abyss. If I negate it, it lets me attack. And that's what did it. I completely forgot about that swords, and I was like trying to think of outs for it, but I had the out right in front of me. Alright, going first God tier hand, Stone Sweeper. Opponent reveals the Maxi actually. So our plans are kind of be halting here. It's a stall fest. I don't want to give you any free summons. I'm gonna end turn. I'm gonna pretty much try to OTK you the next turn instead. My opponent reveals he is playing Salmon Grave. This is a very good OTK engine. Luckily for me, that Stone Sweeper and Grave gives me access to a Magna Hut at all times. Now, this is the funny part about this Magna Hut is as he's comboing, I don't turn off. I turn off to make it look like I have Nib in hand. So I'm putting extra pressure on my opponent, thinking, oh no, he has Nib. He's gonna Nib my board away. Now he's gonna just keep on doing his combos. He realized, hey, he hits 5. That's when I turn that Magna Hut on. Now you're under the Nib Patrol, you're trying to combo out of it, but I am really just keeping that Bestial Magna Hut for survival. You're gonna get just enough damage to probably kill me, and I'm gonna activate that Magna Hut at the right time to get me an extra turn in this duel hand. That is all I'll need. This hand is great. I really do trust it. Even with a perfect Salmon Grave board, I think I can play through it, as long as they are not super confident in how they're playing their deck. And as I'm looking at these combos, I realize they aren't. They're a newer player. They're learning as they go. They're using their Balances. They're using their summons. They're getting greedy. So I'm really just gonna play this out and see how I can do here. Raging Phoenix, he is gonna get that trap search. Salmon Great Rage is a dangerous card and he will have access to it here. There it is. Goes to battle, and now I see my opportunity. I will take that 55, but as soon as you have a monster that's under the 2,500 threshold, that's when my Magna Hut's gonna come out. Now I see two traps. One of those is for sure Rage. He throws in the Code of Soul as well. Now we're in this situation. Now he has that extra summon, and he has excuse me, he also has access. I'm not used to this. I'm back into the recording studio. I have to get my voice down again. Gets that Pyro Phoenix. Now there's a lot of pressure on that board. He has that Pyro Phoenix for a board wipe. He has that Salmon Great Rage as a pop 4, which he is going to use prematurely, which now I don't have to worry about that. Vision is also going to give me access to his card, and he uses the Roar in the Vision. Man, this guy really thinks my hand wasn't that good since I passed, but it was really the opposite. Now the only card I need to out here is the Pyro Phoenix, and him triggering that Princess early gave me that Druid's Worm out, and now I'm off to the races. You have no longer a threat to me unless you have Nibiru or some kind of reaction in hand. I'm good to go. Red Rising into Crimson effect. We're gonna get our special 1 and 3 there. We're gonna get our 3 to get the Bone Archfiend into rotation as well. I'm gonna go for a different play. I see you have a bunch of attack position monsters. Scar Dragon, this is why this card is played. Synchron Resonator is here as well. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Scarred. Synchron Resonator to protect that effect. You can get your search, bud. And that search will cost you later on as well, because that Code of Soul is no longer in your grave, so your monster isn't going to have that effect where it's going to be able to banish 2 extra summon to get a card in hand. Could have grabbed a Gazelle or something to kind of try to save yourself, but board wipe, you get your Phoenix Bat. I'm not worried. Now this is kind of like the same situation as last game. I think Swords Revealing Light. How do I out this card? He also gave me a Pyro Phoenix of his own just to draw a card. He was really trying to grasp for some straws there. There's Bone. I could have also got rid of Raging Phoenix, but I just decided not to. But we have 2 8s here, or 2 3s. I'm gonna go into 3s here. I forgot. I'm really curious what I do, which I use Red Rising here to bring out Obsessive Oovaloop to banish. And then we're going to use RDA here to go into a 10 of choice, the Bestial Dispatter. Now the other one is going to be another 10 of choice, which is going to be the Archfiend Bane, which is interesting because now we can tribute off that Raging Phoenix to get back our Scarred. Now we also bring back the Magna Hut, and we use that Vision as our normal summon here to go out into an 8. I decide Void Ogre. I have no cards in hand just in case you have a trap next turn, but there won't be a next turn. I use the Hot Red Archfiend Abyss to reduce your attack points, and I finish game off with my board of dragons. Now, it was an interesting back and forth during my turn. His turn was a combo fest, but we ended up winning it no matter what anyway. Alright, on to the deck list, boys. Alright guys, so this is the deck list of choice. This is temporary RDA pure. Hopefully we'll be getting some of the new cards here soon. Just got it recently in the TCG, the Flame Crime, which gives you access to Red Rain as a searchable card, which is really nice. As well as we'll be getting the Centurion stuff in the next pack in the next few days, and that will be extremely playable with Crimson Dragon during your opponent's turn, which will give you another piece of combo renewal. Possibly gonna shape up the deck a little bit. I'm excited. I'm gonna be playing it in a video for you guys here soon. I don't know if it'll be the first deck I touch, because I have a lot of cool decks I want to use. Also, we're going to be getting Typhon. Typhon will be instantly thrown in this deck, just like SP is. Maybe taking SP slot, because Typhon is even more universal than SP Little Knight in situations like this. because you can get locked out of link summoning easier, or you can get locked out of link summoning, but you still need 2 monsters. Typhoon is just a one and done as long as your opponent special summoned 2 or more times the turn before. So this is the deck list, guys. I really am excited to be back. I hope you guys are enjoying the content as much as I am making it. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be uploading throughout the week, and we are excited to make some more videos with the new updates. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out, guys. See ya.